Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. Go to f2bbs.com. www.f2bbs.com. The last bastion of free speech on the interweb. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury on the Paul Pluta channel. I'm doing a paid review, 21 QA67. That's correct, guys. This is a paid review for Charlie. Okay, here we go. Please don't use my real name. Go by the name of Charlie. Hey man, just came across your video about your watch story, so I thought I'd share mine with you. Background: I'm 43 and married for 14 years with 2 kids. I'm a former chef who's been a stay-at-home dad for the last 11 years. My wife is a physician. She's a doctor, give me the flu. So we're blessed, but it's a difficult life in some aspects. Anyhow, here we go. I'm a late bloomer so far as luxury watches because I've never really been in a position to justify spending the money for one. I've always had the usual bullshit Tissot, Victorinox, Seiko. I've been an antique restorer and flipper the last 8 years, so I'm comfortable with buying and selling and understand the value of objects and educating myself on various collectibles. So 2 years ago, I got the Serious Watch Club watch bug and ponied up for a Longines Hydro Conquest, not knowing that they're for fresh off the boat Chinese real estate agents. I started really doing my own type of research, which consisted of Google, eBay, and YouTube. I wanted more. I didn't want to settle on my Longines and started to respect the horology more and more, so I told myself to earn it, not just buy it and appease my human need for instant gratification. I thought about what can I do to earn the money for my grail, the Tudor Black Bay 58 and Speedmaster. Bingo! I figured that because I like vintage, the 80s digital watches have always been cool to me, and they're easily available in bulk sometimes on certain donation sites. I loaded up on tons of quartz batteries from eBay and pounds of bullshit watches in giant bags and boxes. 99% garbage, but I actually came across with 2 really cool Hydro Conquest to some beginner and got almost what I paid for it, $1,100. So over the course of the last year and a half, I've been cleaning, working on selling little bullshit watches for like $25 to $90 each after buying inexpensive Chinese straps, not the super cheap ones. They actually came out nice. Long story short, I ended up getting a Speedmaster Mark 40 39mm through special circumstances and saved up enough money, $4,000 in all with taxes, for a brand new Black Bay 58. I never wanted to use our family money for a luxury like a fine watch because there wouldn't be any pain in that. I wanted to earn my watch through moxie, gully, cunningness and creativity. Accomplished my goal, and I'm wearing my Ficas every day. To be honest, you inspired me to not settle on average or even above average. You also inspired me to work for it so it means something and can always look down on a beautiful piece of mechanical art with pride, then tell Ficas with Seiko to stick them up their asses and get a man's watch, not a high school graduation gift. Cheers, Charlie Hustle. Okie dokie. I geeked out and took a picture of the Black Bay like an Instagram. Yes. So there we go there. That's you're in your wife's BMW with the Mark 40, and then we've got the Tudor. So I got to be completely honest with you there. Look, man, I gotta be totally honest with you. A marriage is a partnership. A marriage is a partnership. If you are a stay-at-home dad, man, that is a damn hard job. Looking after kids, man, those tykes are really difficult. I think, I gotta be totally honest with you. I think you're entitled to a bit more than a lousy Tudor and a second-rate Omega. I mean, let's be completely honest there. That's an okay Omega, but you need a man on the moon! Man on the moon. That's what you need. I mean, if your wife is a doctor, give me the flu, and you're doing the hoovering, the cleaning, the meal prep, well, I gotta be totally honest with you. Man, she should be grateful. She should be actually, how do I put this politely? If the shoe was on the other foot, I'd be telling the guy, if I had a doctor write into me and his wife's got a crappy piece of garbage, I'd say to him, man, get your wife a decent Rolex, two-tone with diamond dial. In your case, your wife should get you a Submariner. A Submariner! Submariner. I mean, if you're raising the kid, I mean, hey man, if you're doing a bit of cleaning and meal prep, I think you maybe could be getting the bad end of the stick. See, I gotta be totally honest with you, man. You didn't tell me I'm a former chef who's been a stay-at-home dad for 11 years. Well, that ain't easy. That ain't easy. So what I would do if I were you, I'd run it like a business. You do your chores, you get the house ready. You gotta have the house clean. Your wife is, doctor, give me the flu. I would be inclined to say, sweetie, you gotta help me get some mechanical watches. Otherwise, I gotta get a job. That's what you gotta do, man. I'm serious to say this to you. I think the Omega's actually, I gotta be honest with you, I kind of like the Mark 40. I don't love it. I kind of like it. The Tuna. I love the Tuna Black Bay 58. That is a beautiful watch. Man, you gotta get yourself a Rolex. You need a Rolex, please. You need a Rolex. So I would be hitting the wife up. Say, look, honey, I've raised our kid. I make gourmet meals for you when you come home. Is there any chance we could get a Rolex? And that's what I'd be doing, man. I mean, you can't be the slave at home. I mean, if this was a man treating the woman like that, I'd be onto him and saying, look, you stingy son of a bitch. Get your wife. She looks after your kid. She hoovers. She makes gourmet meals. And get her some luxury goods. Man, the shoe has to fit on the other side as well. Maybe you could get your wife to watch this, because I'd like to tell her, Dr. Charlie Hustle's, Mrs. Dr. Charlie Hustle, pull your finger out and shake, get your man a Rolex. You got to get your man a Rolex. Look, Mrs. Doc, I would go to David SW. Go to David SW. Don't play the AD games. These things are going for more than retail. Get your poor man, get him a bloody Rolex, you lousy cheap bitch. There you go, I said it. Had to be said. Get your man a Rolex, you lousy cheap bitch. I mean, come on, you're a doctor. If the shoe was on the other foot, I would say the same thing. He's cleaning, he's looking after the little kid, he's making gourmet meals for you, and what? You give him crumbs? Sweetie, wake up! Wake up. You got a simp at home. You know how hard it is to find a simp? So I'd say seriously, man, I'd be hitting her up for a Rolex! For a Rolex. I gotta tell you, I got a few friends who have actually been married to doctors and dentists. In my country, a dentist is actually a doctor. But we don't call chiropractors doctors. There you go. How's that? I gotta tell you, and basically one of my, actually he was a friend, but it's kind of ended because, it's a long story, okay? But basically, she was a medical professional. She earned the bucks. She said she didn't earn much, but she earned a lot. And he got to keep his salary to buy toys and crap. So I gotta tell you, once the little kid grows up a bit, man, you got to get yourself a job, and your salary, you can buy your own little toys, because you've sacrificed 11 years raising this guy. gourmet food and hoovering. Come on, man. Get with the program. You need a Rolex. You need a Rolex. And I'd be saying to you, man, I'd try and hit your wife up and say, look, do you reckon we could get me a Rolex? I'd just be just like a simp, just take the simp approach. I want to go to David. I really want a Rolex. Say that to her. See what she says. And I got to be honest with you there. Seriously, man, you've been the slave at home, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. That's in this day and age. It's to be, it's pretty cool. But you got to get some luxury goods out of it. What's the point in being the simp if you don't get a Rolex out of it? So, in all honesty, I would be, you say to her, honey, I really want to get a Rolex. Is there any chance we could use some of our joint funds? Because let's face it, you're at home looking after the brat. You're hoovering, you're cleaning, and you're also making gourmet meals for her. So, I mean, come on, man. That's a lousy Rolex. And I just see how it goes. And remember, you've been a stay-at-home dad for 11 years. Just check out your alimony rules, because here the guy can score big in a divorce. You just check out I hope you didn't sign one of those stupid prenups. Man, I would seriously get a Rolex, man. Come on. I'm not going to bullshit you. You're married to a bloody doctor. For God's sake, get the stingy bitch to get you a Rolex. A Rolex, man. Come on, man. Get a Rolex. Rolex, man. Rolex. Get a Rolex. I do like the tutor. Look, come on. You should marry a bloody doctor, for God's sake. They are stingy. Anyhow, guys, I've said my piece. There's nothing more for me to say. Let's wind her up. And guys, I gotta tell you, seriously, I want to say it now. I want to say it loud and clear. Get a Rolex. Get a Rolex. Get a Rolex. Get a haircut and get a Rolex, man. Guys, I can't survive on Google Ads, guys. I would be stuck at home hoovering and making meals for my wife if it wasn't for Google Ads. Google Ads, and I got to be honest with you, they're disappointing. I need you guys. You need to get a paid review done. Guys, I got to go and I got to earn the bucks, guys. Please, can you get a paid review? Paid review. Look down in the description. $50. I'll tell you what I think of your watch collection, your marital, anything. I'll give it a shot. Guys, I'm ArchieLuxury. I love yous all. And I will see you in the next one. Guys, also remember you can sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me on YouTube. Without Patreons, I would sink. See you in the next one. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.